But today, as much as I want to jump into the game straight away, today is so much more than just a game, isn't it? Today we're celebrating the life of the late Sir Bobby Charlton, and it's quite fitting that the first Premier League home match since his passing is a Manchester derby, because he lived for the rivalry and he lived even beyond the rivalry as well. I mean, you've had great experience with him. Well, from what I've heard, he's a humble man. How has he changed you as a person?
Well, first of all, he was just with his name, Bobby Charlton. You know, I'm a small kid in Denmark thinking Bobby Charlton, what a great name. He sort of kind of drew the attention to Manchester United at the time. Obviously not a lot of football on TV back then. We're, you know, talking the 60s and the 70s. So him, Dennis Law, and George Best, you know, it kind of caught my attention. I became a Manchester United supporter. And then, of course, you only have to look at his achievements as a player. The plane crash, tragically, where 8 of his teammates, they never survived. He barely survived, and with Jamie Mercy and Sir Matt Busby, took part in rebuilding the football club, not the team, but the football club, giving people who, still a lot of them here, giving them hope, and you know, achieving incredible things like winning the World Cup with England in '66, winning the Ballon d'Or in '66, winning the championship for Man United in '67, only 9 years after the plane crash, and then of course Europe in '68. So all of that, it speaks of an incredible football player, but I would say as a person, unbelievable. So humble, so much integrity, so everything. He was. We talk about the Manchester United culture, and I'm sure you've been asked about this so many times as well. What is Manchester United's culture? It's difficult to pinpoint it, but he was the culture. That's him.
It was your boyhood club here at Man United. I mean, you've known about the legacy of Bobby Charlton, Sir Bobby Charlton, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, as young as 14, we went on the trip to Kenya as an under-14s team, and Sir Bobby came with us, and you just saw his worldwide presence for the club there. I think of every game I played for the club, he was always in at the end of every game. When I took dips in form, he gave me advice as a midfielder, and just looking back on his numbers of his career as a player, to play 750 plus times for this club, more than 100 times for England, to almost average 1 in 2 goals per game for England, 1 in 3 for United. It's incredible numbers as a player, but great person, like you said.
Well, I mean, Danny, you've surely had memories about him as an England football player as well.
Yeah, I mean, I first met him at a Bobby Charlton soccer school when I was about 8 years old. And he was very, very, as Peter says then, humble is the word.
Yeah.
The best way I think to describe it is sort of a quintessential English gent. He was everything sort of like you'd expect your granddad to be. He would wear a suit and tie. He was always smart. He was always polite. He was quite softly spoken. Even when you came here as a rival team, he would always speak to you. There was not almost like not a nasty bone in his body when he spoke to you. He had time for everybody and made you feel very, very welcome. You know, and I think he respected everybody. And I think because of that, everybody respected him. Even Leeds that I played for, Manchester City, you know, massive rivals, still have huge, huge respect for the man.